About a year to 2 years ago, the teachers, the administration felt that the students were taking basically charge of the halls. You know, we had our guys outside of their lockers, what the kids call posting up, or hanging 15 to 20 minutes after the bell. It seemed like every period there was a fight. We have about 12 security guards for 2,700 students. So you could just imagine how much time and effort was put just to have those kids funneled into classes. Our ACT scores took a dip the last 2 years. We attributed that to the fact that the kids were not going to class. They weren't taking the advantage of those 46 minutes. And the reason why is because there was no supervision.
All right, happy Friday, everybody. Make sure you have those IDs on.
And the teachers felt that it was time for us to make a change.
Troy, how's it going? Good to see you. Good to see you.
There's a variety of strategies that we use to help schools define and structure their learning environment. So positive behavior supports is a really broad term for different strategies that we use to really intentionally design and deliver instruction in ways that really motivate kids to be engaged in instruction and to demonstrate the kind of positive behaviors that we would like to see from them as learners. So Kelly implemented our foundation strategy, which is one of our school climate strategies, for what they expect of adults and students in their common areas.
And we said, we got it. We know what we want to do. We want to do the Start on Time initiative.
All right, guys, we only got about a minute left. Let's get to class quickly.
You can do it. You can do it.
All right, 15 seconds. We got to have the hall clear. 15 seconds.
We made some changes. Their mentality now is like, I need to make it to class on time.
Okay, if you could walk her down, thank you.
Once the bell rings, the second group of teachers are our hall sweep teachers.
What? You're late though.
And those teachers hold those kids who are not in class, walk them to a designated area.
Once a student has had their ID scanned for tardy, then another staff member is going to escort them to their classes. So when that happens, the students will not be walking in the hallways unattended.
What class are you going to?
English.
English. Who's your teacher?
Mr. Kinsella.
Mr. Gonzalez. I coached cross country with him.
As far as the student-teacher relationships, a lot more of our teachers are actively engaged with the students to find out what's going on in their life, how are you doing, what's going on today. Our teachers actually spend more time than in the past talking to students.
At first, honestly, I didn't believe it would work, but it's been a massive improvement in our school.
There's students like me that need to get to their class on time. It's actually more helpful now that they have the Start on Time program.
We have the highest freshman on track rate in Kelly's history, so we attribute that to the fact that they're in class.
Bye, TMZ.
And Kelly has also implemented peer jury so that students are really leading the way to say these behaviors are not acceptable. We as your fellow peers are going to hold you accountable through peer jury.
Emma, do you want to start and discuss why the student has been referred to peer jury?
Ingrid Perez was caught tagging on a desk. She put Hallbrook sucks. So what do you guys think? How should we handle this?
See if perhaps she has any problems with the teacher.
Peer jury at Kelly is a restorative justice program where we have students who are referred for lower level violations of the school discipline code.
I tagged on the desk.
Why'd you do that?
He was on my case about missing homework. I didn't want to bash at him, so I just wrote on the desk.
The students are given the chance to meet with their peers to come up with an alternative consequence, address the issue that may have occurred, and kind of keep that positive momentum going so they're able to still focus on their work.
Is there anything different that you could have done?
Yeah, I guess I could just have talked to him. I mean, he's really understanding.
Did you apologize to him?
I'm a pretty big advocate for student justice. You know, anything that I could do to help students is something that I'm pretty passionate about.
It gives us like a point of view of also deciding if we were that student.
She apologized to your teacher and she regrets doing it.
Well, she said she hasn't done this before, right?
So what do you guys think that we should do?
We should just have her come for like a day or two and cleaning desks, since that's what she did, was tag on a desk. Yeah. Should we have her do it during her lunch period or after school?
I think after school.
It should be after school.
Yeah.
Does everyone agree to that? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so we all agree?
So are you in agreement for your alternative disciplinary action?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
So it's not just about minimizing misbehavior, but it's really about eliciting the kind of positive behaviors you want from students as learners in your classroom. DAWS is a really exciting example of what can happen when you layer in strategies over time.
You know, the kids come in the morning and they come to school, they're happy to be here. We just started to relook at how we did things here, just from an organizational standpoint. Behavior wasn't out of control, but we knew that it could be improved and it could be better, that we wanted to get a different feel or a different culture in the building as far as behavior.
We're utilizing CHAMPS, and I would describe CHAMPS as a comprehensive approach to classroom management. It really focuses on structuring the classroom environment for success.
It creates a respect and ownership and accountability for each one of them. And who can demonstrate a level 2, Arturo?
When everybody's loud, then we have to do this chomp signal. They put a thumbs up when they see you chomp them. They're trying to help them.
All right, remember there's other classes outdoors, so what do we do out there? What voice level?
0.
All the way to the top of the stairs and stop when you get to the top.
If a student is off task, another student will say, you know, you're supposed to be at a 1 or you're supposed to be at a 0. They take ownership and responsibility for each other.
We have pause prizes, like how many paws you have, and we have like different boxes.
The pause is like, it's to show that how you're behaving in your homework, you'll get a reward instead of consequences. It's helped me because I've been missing my homework, but now I bring it back and now I get the awesome box.
CHAMP. Success! CHAMP. Success!
I think CHAMPS has helped because the culture has shifted from the focus being on the teacher to the students taking ownership and accountability. What does activity look like as you're engaged in your small groups?
Everyone's participating as one person says something, and we're respecting our others in our groups.
Once you finish reading and annotating the text, you're going to engage in your small group discussion.
In the small groups, it should be like a max of 6 people talking because each group has their own person or presenter.
So I'm the speaker, so I'm responsible for presenting and summing up everything that the group does. He's the tally master who is responsible for keeping track of who answers things.
We use that so we could have equal participation throughout the whole group.
She is the leader, so she keeps the discussion flowing.
I had another question, and it was, what can you say about Kathy's judgment towards the girls?
Well, I agree with Vontrice. I thought that it was because Esperanza didn't care that she was losing a friend, that she had 2 more friends.
The CHAMPS ambassadors are put in place so they could control the voice level.
If it gets too loud, I have to remind them that they have to be quiet. This checklist, if they come prepared, I check it, and then it means that they did come prepared.
Student ownership is critical because they're stepping up as leaders, more responsible for their learning. They are learning to pose and ask questions and think without the teacher cueing them.
The way I see CHAMPS has changed the culture of the school is really through us having the confidence to release some of that control. In the beginning, we were pretty strict with the hallway. If voice level 0 is 0. We kind of had to get away from that culture to more of a conversation in the hallway. We don't really want these kids just lined up perfectly quiet. We want them to be talking to each other. Now we're trying to have more collaborative, engaging learning. We're still holding them to our school-wide expectations, but you gotta kind of let go of that it's us versus them. I guess we get to know each other better.
A good artist. He can be a good artist. He can be another Leonardo. Yeah, Leonardo da Vinci.
In order for students to truly be college and career ready, they need to be nourished academically, socially, emotionally, and behaviorally.
Tier 1 services are in place. How does that rise up? And we start to have conversations about specific students and matching them to appropriate services.
I already had pretty high expectations for myself, but I was showing the school that I wasn't my best.
Many people think that our schools don't have a lot of resources. What we actually have found is that's not the case. There's a lot of people trying to help our students, and especially in these high-need communities, but there's not a structure in place to determine what's the right set of services and how do those people talk to each other and talk to teachers and families and the student to keep that student moving towards success. So Calvin Park was selected to develop a care team.
And we discuss individual students, and then we determine whether or not they need tiered support. We know what each student's doing, then we can go back and share with the teacher. So even the teachers feel that they're being heard.
They've really been a great resource to help in getting some of these kids back on track mentally. Some of these kids are going through some real bad things, and the care team plays a role in communicating with them and helping them and I've seen great results. So they've really had an impact.
And it doesn't have to be your students always getting in trouble. It could maybe be the AB honor roll student who internalizes. We're here to meet the needs of all students.
We now have purposeful interventions in this school, which we didn't have before. It's a good thing for our school.
Group kind of showed me to not judge people because of what they go through, which they go through a lot.
In group, we talk about our problems or things that happen to us.
Our counselors, they are not willing to give up on you at all. They're really a big impact.
I know that everybody has their different things that they go through, and some more than others.
And I know I can count on them if I have a problem, even with schoolwork, they would help me, or if I have a family problem.
I'm not alone with things, so it's helped me a lot in a lot of different ways.
They really care about the students. This is one program that works, and we're seeing the results.
For more information, please feel free to email positive behavior support at cps.edu or visit our website.